I was going to wear a Christmas sweater so that I matched my decorations. But hoodies are so comfortable. Hey guys, my name is Miranda and happy December. Oh my goodness, it's the last month of 2018. Can you even believe it? Cause I can't believe it. Today I am coming at you guys with a video I haven't done in a long time, and that is a wrap up. The last time I did a wrap up was in February. So today I'm going to be talking to you guys all about the books I read in November because it was a very diverse reading month for me. I found that I read a lot of books that I don't usually read. I read 2 thrillers last month, which I never really tend to read thrillers because I like to just watch scary movies. And then I read 2 contemporaries also, so yeah. But I read 9 books altogether, so let's just dive into them. Shall we? So I started the month off with a bang and I read Pet Sematary by Stephen King, and boy oh boy is this one a doozy. I actually started this book in October because I was reading it around Halloween because I was like, hey, I want to get scared. It's spooky season. But guys, unpopular opinion, I don't think this book was scary. I actually was really disappointed with this book. I just felt like it focused a lot on things that it didn't need to focus on. And I remember reading this book and thinking, wow, when is somebody going to die? Literally the scariest scene for me was the last page, and it ain't even that scary, you guys. So I don't know if I'm just going crazy or if I might just be going crazy. I don't know. It just wasn't for me. I liked the movie a lot more. Sorry, not sorry. The second book that I read in November was something that saved my mood after reading Pet Sematary, and that would be Save the Date by Morgan Matson. This is a young adult contemporary novel that surrounds the Grant family, and the Grant family, they have their own comic strip that their mom makes, and honestly, I loved the family dynamics in this book so much because of the diversity. Our main character is Charlie and her older daughter is getting married, and this book surrounds the story of how they get the wedding together, everything that goes wrong, all that kind of stuff. I have to admit, although this book was really cute and I enjoyed it a lot, there wasn't anything that really stuck out to me. It was good, don't get me wrong. It was really good and sweet, but I don't know, just nothing really like bang stuck out to me, you know? And plus the love interest that is in this book, I just don't really like. I don't know, guys. It was really good overall though. Definitely lightened my mood after Pet Sematary. The third book I read in November was Wonder by R.J. Palacio, and for those of you who don't know, this book is one of my all-time favorite books in the history of ever. This is a book that I read last year and I reread it this year, and I might reread it again next year, and etc, because this book is like a part of me. I love it so much. If you don't know what the story Wonder is about, first of all, you need to read it and then watch the movie. They both made me cry. Wonder is about a boy named Augie, or August, who has underwent a lot of facial reconstruction surgeries, and he's never ever shown his face in public when he can help it. He really likes to stay home, so therefore he's always been homeschooled by his mother. This book actually talks about his first year in a public school and how everybody reacts to him and everything he goes through. It's so sweet and pure, and I absolutely adore it with all my heart. The 4th, 5th, and 6th books I read in the month of November were a series, and it was the Wolves of Mercy Falls series by Maggie Stiefvater. Basically, this series is a young adult retelling of Twilight, except without the vampires. We got rid of Edward, finally! I heard a lot of people don't like it, but I still got the series because they were like $1 at a thrift store, okay? I can't help myself. But this is the kind of book where like you're reading it and you know that it's so bad and you're like, why am I reading this? I don't need this in my life. Like, this is so trashy. but it's the kind of trash that you have to keep reading until you get to the end. You know what I mean? So then I picked up the second book, Linger, and holy freaking crap, this book is so good. Like, this wasn't even trash. This was pure gold. At least compared to the first book anyway. So overall, I don't know how I feel about the whole entire series. It's definitely the kind of series you have to read when you're in a romance kind of mood. The 7th book was actually my second thriller I read this month, and that is And the Trees Crept In by Dawn Kurtagich. Guys, this book has enough fear to make up for Pet Sematary. Like, I'm not even kidding you. I felt like someone was watching me. I felt like the house was coming to life. This book freaked me out. Basically, there are these two young girls who run away from their abusive father, and they run to their aunt who lives in the middle of this forest, and literally there's no neighbor for 13 miles. Right away, the two sisters know that there is something wrong with the house. The garden starts dying out, and the aunt actually starts going psycho, and the trees, every single day, the trees are closer and closer to the house. Hence why it's called And the Trees Crept In. I think why I enjoyed this and thought it was so scary at the same time was because you did not know what was real. You didn't know if the girls were just going crazy or if they were actually experiencing it and if everything was actually happening. Dawn Kurtagich did a great job with this whole entire story. I really enjoyed it. And then lastly, the 8th and the 9th books that I read in November. Y'all. Lady Midnight and Lord of Shadows by Cassandra Clare. I have been waiting to read The Dark Artifices for so long. If you guys have never ever read The Shadowhunters or any of the books in their series, basically they are demon hunters who have to fight to save humanity, and there are devastating love triangles and just heartbreaking deaths and just everything in a fantasy world that's in these books. I love this book. I love this series so much because my heart has been ripped out and thrown across the universe and then trampled by a giant elephant, and then somehow it ended back into my body. Why? Where did that come from? Anyway, very good. Don't read it until you've read all of her other series though, because things will get spoiled, but this is incredibly good, and I cannot wait for the 3rd book. All right guys, that will be it for this video. I love you all. Please be safe, make good choices, and I will see you next Monday.